Okay, there we go. We're live. And here we are. And Catherine is jumping in with a hello from Costa Rica even before I have a chance to post. So welcome. Welcome, everybody. Yes. So a lot of turmoil for a lot of people. And it's turmoil. We know people, we feel people, even if we don't know them, there's just a lot of devastations that people are still going through. So today I think is going to be probably a kind of a deep inner stillness state, because this is to support you in supporting whoever you want and need to support out there that's really in the midst of extreme tension and stuff. And we have Cherie, we have Asta. Hello, good to see you guys. Yeah, so if you're out there, feel free to say hi, because I don't know who's there. Instagram shows me, but otherwise I don't know. And Emma Louise, hi Emma Louise, thanks for joining. So this was going on in a chat about a lot of things that are out there, in basically states of war everywhere. So for me, this is for you to give you that support and that space to just come into rest into yourself, so that you can go back out there to support as you as is right for you to do. It's each individual person has to is doing what they need to do, what they want to do, what they feel drawn to do. So but this is the space for you here. So as I was saying, I think we're gonna, oops, okay, we're kind of going through a little connection issue there. I think we're good. So let's get settled in. We're just gonna kind of really take that deep space. I think we'll see where it takes us. So settling into your breath, allowing yourself to just kind of relax in, feel your breath. Maybe take a deep breath in, hold it, and let it out. Release some of that tension. The holding helps to break that tension. It's one way that can help the tension, break that, when we're feeling tense, because it pulls our mind into focusing on holding the breath, gives the mind something to do, and so the mind can, and then your body can kind of shift out of the mind holding it. Yeah. And we're really, yes, very nice. So just settling in real good. And I'm going to take some time to just deepen the space for everyone here. So going into that depth of connection to the new earth. And the new earth is that new consciousness of the earth. That is coming through with the planet. Allow yourself to just bring your awareness into your breath. And you can drop your awareness down to the core of this physical planet that we are living on at this time. Yeah, and there's so I'm going to work on this a little bit, because there is I'll just leave it as resistance to really anchoring in and being present. And it's not necessarily resistance from inside people here. It's also resistance to us doing that. A little bit at the collective level, and a little bit from elsewhere. Now, at the collective level, that's kind of interesting, because there's part of what happens in the collective is that there are part of it that's really not necessarily fully aligned with going deeper, for example, with what and really connecting in and shifting. There is a part of the collective that is just holding on dearly to the old way of being, and is desperate. It's getting to a point of desperate. So there's that piece that's coming in. So it's like, no, no, you can't do this, because then that really messes things up. Well, it's messing things up according to how we were before, but now it's about moving forward. So again, dropping in, just let's take a deep breath in, holding it at the top, and then release it, and then allowing, as you release, just allowing your awareness to drop down into the core of the earth. Yeah, clear that. And yeah, just opening up the space to just this state of being right now. There's it's very interesting. That's the first time I've really noticed that coming in so strongly, of just that push from the external. I'll say it at the human level, for doing that. So part of that is that when there are catastrophes out there, when there's war exploding, attacks, all sorts of, these kinds of things that can trigger reactions for us. We got to do this. We got to. So it's there's a bit of that coming through. And right here, right now, this is the space of coming into the being state from within yourself, to come into that stillness, so that you can step into that fullness of being in that action that you take. So we're just going to push that aside, because if we're not aligned with ourselves, then the actions that we take are going to turn into reactions instead of clean, pure actions. And it's very important to do that now, to bring that uh, purity through, in all that mayhem. Yeah, there we go. Coming into the lower, bringing your awareness to the lower sternum area, and just being there with your breath. And so you start with the front, so if you touch your sternum there, you start there, and then allowing your awareness to kind of just fall back, kind of like you're leaning back into the couch, the chair, or the pillow, and your awareness kind of going kind of that center space. Yeah, that's starting to light people up, so that's good. Yeah, just about everybody's there. So allowing yourself to just relax into that. So I'll go into a little bit more deeper stillness there for that state of alignment to self, to that purity of your being, to your essence. I won't talk as much today, simply because then that starts to get people a little bit pulled out of this state. But there is a little bit of, no, but this is, we got to take action. We got to take action. And this isn't, this is not taking action, but actually it is, because when we can line up with that deep connection to ourselves and really anchor into that, into ourselves, and radiate from that place, then it's like a beacon that's lighting up for people, and people out there really need that beacon. So you can go back to the outward physical action when we're after this, but for this moment, for right here, right now, just giving yourself that moment. Yeah, there we go. And allow yourself to notice the strength that comes through in something as simple as this. You know, we learn to think that this is nothing. This is not taking action. We need to do more than this. There's a lot of strength that is coming through here, and this is one one of one of the best ways, one of the strongest ways to say no to all the craziness that's out there. An important way, maybe not the only way, but an important way to say no. We've all seen those images from across the world, from across time, of people coming into that stillness, their alignment with themselves and facing off, human to tank, human to army, saying no, standing there, and that strength and power that is felt even from just that image.
And that deep peace from that state of being just flowing through now. So very, very nice. It's like that taste of serenity, that like drinking or being in that pool of serenity.
And then just radiating that out, and how much that is needed out there. And it's like being in the desert and no water. And this is like bringing water to those who are in the desert in the midst of all that chaos there that is happening in the world. Allowing them to drink from that peace and serenity that the group is holding here right now. Creating like little streamlets that is going through this dark mass of this human collective here. Bringing that rest and that peace that is so needed by so many. And the group is really holding that very strongly, and it's really this feeling. It's the warrior feeling, but holding that warrior stance so strongly for that peace, that stillness, that serenity. So that warrior having that determination to know, I'm going to hold on to this. And yeah, very nice, Nancy. She says, "Oh, first time live. Woke up this morning feeling that inner serenity in midst of chaos." Yeah, great. Thank you for joining in and adding to that, because it's, yeah, this is the gift that we can give to others who are not in that place. So taking a nice deep breath in, feeling yourself anchored in that. And coming back into your environment, so allowing yourself to open your eyes if they're not open, but being in your environment and staying present with that feeling of that serenity. Yeah, that's the word for today, serenity. Very nice, everybody. Yeah, I think that was a very powerful it went really deep, so I was seeing things shifting. I just didn't want to speak it because then just to really go in more deeply. Uh, it's like we dove into the depth of, I wouldn't call it darkness, but the dark night, into the darkness of night, rather, and really help to just open that up and bring that light back in for people in that place of the dark night. So very nice, yeah. So thank you. Yeah, there's some new people on here. So thanks for stopping by. See, the guilt that tries to creep in, one has to stand in that inner core. Yeah, good comment. Yeah, that guilt is religious programming. That is so incorrect. Guilt for what? Guilt about what? We'll pause there on Instagram. I think we're back here, but yeah, so really good. And just to say no. Um, and part of that is this misunderstanding, because we are so used to seeing ourselves and to thinking of ourselves. And obviously, if you're here, you don't. But there's this physical. It's about what we do in physical life. That those actions we take of petitions of money, sending money to this cause, going, whatever it is. But there's this piece that we just did today, and to understand the impact of that, you really have to realize beyond the intellectual piece that we're all connected, we're all one. We literally are, at those deeper levels. At the non-physical level, there is no separation. And when you think about it, the physical level, we still are. We just kind of don't think about it. The air, so my air is touching my body, the air around me, so is touching, and all those molecules of air are all connected all the way across the globe and connect every single one of us, regardless of where you are. So even at the physical level, we just don't see the air, so we don't think about it, unless there's heavy smoke or fog or whatever. We don't really think about the air. So same thing. And at the deeper energetic level, what we do, what each of us one does within ourselves, the alignment and the purity that we come in, sends that out and has an impact on the rest. That's why you can't do your own personal work, shift your stuff, and not affect anybody else. You notice that when you're doing deep inner work, and all of a sudden your family or your friends are kind of like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? One has inner peace while others don't. I do realize it's belief that I choose to release. Yes. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, and we've got these beliefs, these programs that we just are so ingrained that we don't think about it until it's kind of like, oh, well, wait a minute, something points it out. So good for you. Good for you. Yeah. So powerful times, and with all the chaos, I also see a lot of people on just this newness that's really coming through a lot of people more and more, so it's been kind of growing over the summer, big shift this summer into the new, anchoring us all into the new, and so that was kind of an adjustment. But I'm seeing this newness really come through in people, so that's really fun and that's really cool. Any other comments that people want to share? Instagram, some on two separate things here. Instagram is just on the other side. I do want to share, let me pull this up. I do want to share that Saturday is the new moon, and so I will be doing a new moon gathering event. I'll put my little QR code on here. If you're interested in joining, there's the QR code for that. Uh, sorry, not not on Instagram. If you're interested on Instagram, send me a message and I'll send you the link. So I'm just asking for a minimum $20 donation, and you can do whatever you want with that to join. You know, if you want to pay more of 20, whatever. And we're really going to use that new moon energy to really dive in deep and really dig deep into that piece about owning ourselves. And there's so many ways that we don't do that. One of the things that I'm kind of coming across this week around that is titles that we give to us, titles that become identities. You know, and titles are any way that we identify ourselves. So we're used to like titles as Mrs. or Mr. or, you know, those kind of titles. Um, President, there's another title. But it's also those identities we have, like healer, like teacher, doctor, all those things that are really not us. They're just identities that we have. And so that's a way of not owning who we truly are. You know, just an example. So we're going to really dig in deep. So if you're interested, there's the QR code for Facebook and YouTube, Instagram. If you're interested, I'll there's Mary. Hi, Mary. You made it. Um, send me a message or under this piece, just say new moon, and I'll send you. You know, post a comment saying new moon, and I'll send you the link um, for those who are interested in joining. Um, so really good session today. Any other comments? Let me pull back the chat on the other side. Uh, Catherine says, "Thank you. Definitely feeling the newness." Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're one of those people that are just that's come up with recently of just feel it. It's that feeling of those buds that are just starting to come out in spring. It's that kind of a newness. It's really nice to see. So, of course, we still have a lot to. There's a lot that's still in the process of cleaning up and falling apart. You know, the old just crumbling and falling apart. So that's the part that's people are having a really hard time with. That is hard to work through because we feel that pain and that suffering because we have a sense of it for ourselves. If we haven't gone through it, we've gone through it to a certain extent. I mean, I definitely have never been in a war zone, so I don't know what that's like, but we have this kind of sense from before. Um, and and so there's that part that's hard because it's part of our collective history, and it's in all of us. Yes, feeling the crumbling as well for a long time now. Yeah, definitely for a long time. It's been going on for quite a while here. Thank you. I keep thinking that I am in the we world versus uh, an I one. Um, well, there's both kind of at the same time, you know. So it's not one or the other. It's really both, and being aware of both. You know, being conscious and aware of both. That's an interesting one. Um, we're still functioning as I, and we're also functioning as we. Uh, you know, people will kind of associate the we with the fifth dimension as opposed to the third dimension. We're living in all those levels. So having that flexibility to see that, to understand that, and to shift and not lose sight of one for the other, I think is key here. Yeah, very nice. And also, if anybody, if you, I'll put away that. Well, just leave it up for now. A value donation, if you feel like just throwing a value donation for the session, there's the little QR code on Facebook and YouTube again. And on Instagram, you can go to the link in my bio for coming into being, and I'll take you to my website um, for that. So, anyways, yeah, that was a really good session for people all around. Really important one to do. So, I thank you all for joining in because you're all part of this. You're all contributing. Let's see. I agree. Good. Any other thoughts there to share on today? If not, for those that are new, thank you. Awesome session. Thank you, Sheree. It's always good to have you join. But every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central European Time and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, this is your space to just come and chill, regroup to yourself, kind of regroup with yourself. So there's a different theme each time. It just whatever needs to happen on and whatever shows up that needs to do that. But today was just that serenity, stillness and serenity. So very good. Let's just kind of take let's just end with a nice deep breath and just feeling that connection with just inside, that connection to yourself. Yes, so many people in the world do not have that for themselves. By coming into that connection to yourself here within, from within, you're showing that to everyone. And you're saying, here, you can do this. You can do that. This is what you can do for yourself. Yeah. Very nice. All right. Thanks everybody for joining in, and maybe we'll see you in the ethers. Definitely see you in the ethers. Wave if you notice, if you recognize. But just Wednesday, whenever you are inclined to, whenever you want that extra space for yourself, stop on by. And thank you all for coming by today. Take care, everybody.